Now, James 1 and verse 18, it says, of his own will begot he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. God is now only calling a first fruit unto salvation. He's not calling everybody right now. Now, I know that's hard for some people to wrap their mind around, but it should be obvious when you look at our world that is going to hell, our world where people don't even give a rip about religion. In other words, we will be the first fruits. Those that God is calling will be the first fruits from the dead at Christ's return. That's the 25%. It's what's referred to as the first resurrection. The rest of the dead, now I talked about there's good news for the 75% that God is not working with right now. It's found in Revelation 20 and verse 5. It says, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So you have the first resurrection, that's the 25%. Then you have the rest of the dead, and that's the other 75%. Now here's what you got to understand. Jesus put it like this. He said, no man can come to me unless the Father draw him. It's impossible. Unless God is drawing, unless God is calling that person now, they can't. You can talk to that person until you're blue in the face about God, about religion, and if God is not calling that person, they cannot come at this time. All those who cannot come to God now, and there are actually billions down through history, will be able to come to God when the rest of the dead are raised. So, did Jesus have a megachurch? Did Jesus say he would build a megachurch? No, Jesus referred to his church as little flock. It's the 25%. Now, I want to offer you a booklet here entitled, If God So Loved the World, Why Are So Many People Going to Hell? This is one of the most encouraging, inspiring books you will ever read. And I want to tell you why. It answers the question that one of the disciples asked Jesus as he looked around at his world. And he said, Lord, are there few that be saved? You know, maybe you've asked that question before. As you look at the lack of response, as you look at loved ones and family members in the world, like I said, that's going to hell and don't care about religion, as rejecting God in all categories of their lives. Are there few that be saved? This booklet will answer that question. It's one of the most powerful booklets. You will be inspired. You will be encouraged beyond your imagination if you order this booklet. It's free of charge. Order it today. I'm David Freeman with Is That Really in the Bible?
Sometimes learning more about God is simply unlearning what someone else has told you about God. So in order to develop a deeper relationship with God, you must unlearn what you have learned. Only about a third of the world's population claim to be Christian, and the numbers are falling. If Christianity is getting smaller, that can only mean hell is getting larger. Does this really mean that God will consign at least 60% of humanity to a never-ending burning hell when they die? Is this really the action of a just and merciful God? The common teaching of hell is really a mistaken tradition that has replaced what the Bible actually reveals about life, death, and God's plan of salvation. It has extinguished the real hope that God offers for everyone who has ever lived. There are simple biblical truths that open up new avenues of understanding about how God treats everyone with respect and justice. 60% of humanity is not going to be tormented forever in a burning hell fire. Order your free book entitled, If God So Loved the World, Why Are So Many People Going to Hell? Order by writing to Church of God Rocky Mount, 27 Brookledge Lane, Rocky Mount, Virginia, 24151. That's Church of God Rocky Mount, 27 Brookledge Lane, Rocky Mount, Virginia, 24151. Also, visit us on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.net.